it's a granny's concept, my friends. It's many people tell that it's Japanese concept. Yes, it may be, but you just remember whenever you want to use a fires, remember your granny or your mom. Please keep your keys at the same place. Please keep your bike keys on the near the TV or on the table or inside your room. Don't throw it away. Don't throw your socks everywhere. Keep it clean. Who tells all this? You could have heard so many times. And my friends, this will really help you. If you start keeping your key at the same place every day, whenever you come inside your home, naturally your body and your mind becomes so customized that even without your knowledge, when you want to take your bike out or your car out, your hand automatically reaches the same place. Same thing applies to an organization. When you keep the tool, when you keep the design drawing, when you know how to reach to your particular information the right way, and you do it in a repetitive way, and how you keep your pathways inside your manufacturing plant, how you keep all your bins inside that yellow line, how you keep your tools in the shadow boarding. If it is being given shadow boarding, how much respect you give for the visual management. Everything plays a role in your improvement and in your promotion. Please believe in it, plays a lot in your promotion, because when you lose a stuff, you lose peace of mind. When you lose your peace of mind, it really affects your next process, your next work, your neighbor who sits in the next seat. He could be your internal customer. You cannot say, I just get the purchase order. Now it comes in an ERP. Yes, but you're taking out some information, you're doing an analysis. If it is not being done in a proper way, what happens is you lose the track of the information. Systems are there to support you, but it can't decide on behalf of you. You have to take the decision on the data and information that is being processed and available in front of you. So how many times in a traffic we have seen, he just turns towards the right, but he puts the left indicator, right? So similarly, if the sorting and setting in order, he turns into the right, but he has come and parked his vehicle on the left hand side of the road, and he is crossing all the vehicles, and it would have caused such a huge accident. Similarly, you throw your key somewhere as soon as you return to your home. And what happens? The next day you want to go earlier for a meeting in the office. You keep searching and screaming and searching for the key. I don't know where it is, where the socks is. It really hits your process in the home, hits the office. So this 5 years has to be taught even to a 4-year-old child. That's how our grannies are doing. This is a very granny concept, and please keep in this mind. It plays a very, very important role. I'm just, because of the time shortage, I'm just giving you how a cluttered workplace, when it gets changed with the bin cards, how you're able, how the person in the store are able to retrieve it, and it this is how it plays a lot. And how will you take the project out of this? You need to define the right project for the right teams, right? And this is how we will be analyzing in the different stages of DMAIC. So defining phase, we will be seeing how this is going to take us to the right projects to remove the waste, how the value stream mapping has to help us. And for that, we will be using a spaghetti diagram. Just take a process and do a spaghetti diagram. I'll tell you what a spaghetti is. A spaghetti is nothing that imagine a noodles. Okay. And I'll come to that on the next slide. So how will, once you define how you measure your whys, whys plays a very, very, very important role. That is going to be your result. I'm standing here. I'm getting 10 defects, 10 defective products a day. I want to reduce it to 5. So that becomes your goal. So this measuring phase, the importance of data, how you look into the process and problems and symptoms, what process outputs you're expecting, and how the response variable matters will be shown in the measure phase. And in analyze, improve, and control, all are X. That means what are the root causes of all these problems? So that is where you will be applying why. For example, assume someone slipped on the floor of a manufacturing plant. Okay, you ask, why did he slip? Then there was an oil on the floor. Why was there an oil on the floor? Because the grinding machine, the lubrication oil was leaking. And when we say there was a leaking, why was it leaking? Because the maintenance was not done properly. You mean the breakdown maintenance? No, I mean the preventive maintenance was not done properly. Okay, why wasn't the preventive maintenance not done properly? Because the maintenance department didn't have a proper schedule for this week, and this machine that when it has to be done, the scheduled maintenance of preventive and changing the oil, checking for the leakages was not done, because there was no standing operations or standing instructions was given to the maintenance engineer. Okay, it could be otherwise also. The maintenance engineer is new. He didn't know how to do. So you will ask, why? Was there not the standing instruction given properly? So what will you say? Standing instruction was given, but his training was not scheduled properly. He was not given a practical training. So the root cause, what are the various X? What are the few vital few determined? What are the causes that is really hitting the problem of your why? And how will you remove? Again the Pareto comes, again the brainstorming comes, again the discussions, again the call to conflict management resolution, again how you will present your benchmarks, how will you present your measures, everything. These tools will be repeatedly used, and when you start enjoying these tools and methodologies, it becomes your day-to-day activity, from picking up the key of a bike to solving a defect in a machine or in a supply chain, or discussing the problem with your marketing department. So we are going to go in such a way that we will help you to understand how will you define a problem, how will you tell your team member, how will you express in an official way through a project charter, and what is SIPOC? SIPOC is nothing but supplier, and what are the inputs the supplier gives, what are the processes you're undergoing, how you're what are the outputs that will come, and who will be your customer. So this goes in a very, very beautiful way. Once you define your problem through your project charter, and how will you use a SIPOC to identify your value stream, to understand who is giving what and where is the problem occurring. You are definitely going to enjoy this, and you can you're encouraged to fill in Whatever you want, you fill in a project charter and send it across to us. We'll refine it. Because there is nothing right or wrong in filling a project charter. You have to give a start. And based on your experience, I could see most of you would have seen the project charter already, and you will be telling us, oh, is this the same thing? This is how already that is there existing in our company. And filling it up really gives you a goal, like how you have one roadmap, from where to where you want to reach. How you want to reach will be told through brainstorm problems. You're in your measuring phase, your analyzing phase. How will you rank the ideas that will come from so many quarters? You will be getting ideas how to solve a problem. But how will you be taking all that? Even your management will tell, just go and solve like this. But how will you justify? You have to justify to the management regarding the cost, whether that will really give you the result of cycle time reduction, or whether really that will improve your customer satisfaction. How are you going to create the action plan to implement improvements? Will start from a project charter. That's how it's being projected in a very professional and formal way of telling your problem. Now, in all these phases, the first phase is going to be very, very, very critical, because that is the phase that will make you to look in where you're actually suffering, or is this really a suffering? And you need to identify your customers and their priorities. It could be your internal customer, that is the next department. How will you identify your business objectives? You need to select the Six Sigma project team. Team is more important here. That's what we saw in the first video. How a team really plays a lot of role in helping you. Without the team, you cannot brainstorm. Without the team, you cannot identify what is actually hitting whom. And what is critical to quality? I will start from, I don't know how many of you like coffee or tea. From that example to your manufacturing example, from that example to your marketing example, from that example, from a coffee example to a pizza example, to any department you can apply, to your pharmacy. What is critical to quality, and how you will analyze this critical to quality through voice of customer and voice of business, we are going to see in the next session. Because without the critical to quality characteristics, you cannot move forward to understand what your customers consider to have the most impact on quality. You may be thinking that putting a best coffee powder gives so much of happiness to your family member. But maybe the temperature is playing the part. They may want it, the old person may want it with a lesser temperature. The younger one wants so hot. Your mother really gets confused what to do. So each customer is different. So that becomes too critical to quality. You cannot interchange these two. Coffee is the same thing. Similarly, in manufacturing, what happens? For a particular person, the same mobile, he wants 4 cameras, or the color of you cannot give a very glossy color to an old person. He may not like it. He would like to have the function of a mobile is to talk, take photos, or have WhatsApp, whatever may be. It has to suit the critical to quality characteristics that the customers consider to have the most impact on quality. So that differs from customers to customer. So the define phase becomes the foundation and the best alert of giving this voice of customer and voice of business impact to critical to quality trees or critical, whatever is critical to your business matters for your long-term survival. Now, when I need to stop, sir, because I need to get into the voice of customer.
No, we can do that in the afternoon session. I think
okay, sir.
You can stop here. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, my friends. Anytime you have any clarification regarding your